Alright guys, it's Josh here with Spot the Snapper. Today I'm going to be doing an episode on how to make a turtle incubator to incubate turtle eggs. So I'm going to go over the stuff real quick. 10-gallon tank right here, this glass aquarium. I have a top to my 40-gallon tank, which is right here. You fill it with about 2 to 3 inches of water. I have it's like cactus soil. You can get it in the store, most local stores. It's relatively cheap. You just want good soft soil or sand, something of that sort. You want a thermometer, at least one or two thermometers, just to keep track of the temperature, because that's important when incubating turtle eggs. And you need a submersible water heater. So once you have poured your water in, like I said, just use some relatively warm water. Speeds up the warming up process for the heater. Put a couple inches of water in here. Put your heater in. So you've already done that right there, and you plug it in. And then you have this. So this is going to be the tank that is inside of here, and you will be having the eggs in here. So now you take the whatever substrate you use. You take it and you pour it in. So now that you have the dirt in the tank, once you get the eggs, if you have the eggs ready to be put in, then you want to make little indents for where the eggs will sit, and you want to cover about half the egg in the dirt. And then from there you can let them set in there. What you do is you take the tank, you put it in here. Alright, and then you just let it sit in there. Right now it's floating, because you can see there's a little more water and it's not quite heavy enough, but you can put I'll put something in there to weigh it down. And so then now that you've got this in here, you want it to be somewhat humid in the tank to keep it warmer, and you want to keep the temperature at about 80 to 82 degrees for a common snapping turtle. It'll vary for different species. You can use this for lots of different reptiles, like snakes, lizards, but you'll have to look up specific information for if you're doing a different species than a snapping turtle. So for snapping turtles, you want about, like I said, 80 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you'll take your thermometer, you put it in the sand, about an inch into the sand or dirt, and that's how you get your temperature. You want that, like I said, keep it around a steady temperature. So ideally you want to set this up a couple days before you have your eggs in there, because you want it to be at a solid temperature and not fluctuating. Even though it'll do that in the wild, you're not in the wild, so you should give them the highest chance of 100% hatching rate. So once you got that settled, keep checking it on a couple hours every day until it's at a solid, 80 to 80 degrees. And you also want to have a temperature gauge on your submersible water heater. And that way, some of the cheaper ones won't have anything, and it's just a set temperature. It warms the water up too, but you don't want to get those ones. You want to spend a little extra money and get ones that go usually from like 60 to 85 degrees maybe, and then set it around 83 degrees maybe for the water, and that'll raise the eggs temperatures to about 82 degrees. So now that you have everything set up, the last step is to take your lid. And this came with my 40-gallon tank, but you can also use like plexiglass sheet, or even a glass sheet for that matter, just something to cover it up. And if you're using something not like this glass, if you're using like plexiglass or whatever, or even probably you could use a wood board, drill some holes in it so that it doesn't get too humid in there, and you don't want condensation to form up on top and drip down on the eggs. So you can see I got a few spots in here, a few little cracks that will let the moisture out, and so that's about it, guys. So I don't suggest you taking eggs from the wild. What I'll do is I'm planning on setting this up for right now. The turtles should be laying eggs soon, and if I see them on the side of the road dead because they got hit by a car, hopefully they've already laid their eggs. But supposing they're on their way to cross the road to lay their eggs, they'll still have their eggs that are fertile in them, and if it's not too bad of an accident, you can actually cut the hind section open of the turtle and take the eggs out and incubate them, and then at least the mom didn't die for nothing. So, or also if they'll lay them sometimes on the side of a dirt road when there's not a good chance of, if they do hatch, for them to make it without getting crushed. And you do not need a 40 and a 10-gallon tank. You could do it with just a 10-gallon tank for your large one and a 5-gallon tank for your big one. It doesn't need to be a glass tank either. It could be a rubber or a plastic container. It's just a matter of this one needs to be bigger so it can fit inside, and you need to have room for water and heater. And then it's just really I don't know how many eggs I may get, and I want to have room for all the eggs to have their own space. So just as long as you can have this idea, it can be in a smaller form though. Really hope this helped. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.